Hi, volunteers, and welcome. My name's Alice Goebel, and I'm going to be doing your volunteer orientation today. We're so happy to have you here volunteering in one of our Habitat ReStores. We're going to talk a little bit about Habitat's history and mission. We're going to talk about the impact we have on the families we serve, what the ReStores do to help serve our mission, and then we'll jump into volunteer tasks and safety. So thank you so much for coming in today. First of all, Habitat began in 1976. Millard and Linda Fuller were our founders, and they had an experience community building in Africa with the support of a church and an organization called Koinonia Farms. The Fullers spent 2 years in Africa community building with families in Africa to try to create a model for partnership housing. The Fullers were inspired by what happened in Africa, came back to the United States, liquidated all of their business holdings, and in 1976, they started Habitat for Humanity. Habitat Metro Denver started in 1979. We are one of the largest Habitat's affiliates in the United States, and we were the 10th Habitat affiliate formed. So when you volunteer here in one of the metro area ReStores, you are supporting Habitat Metro Denver in the work that they do. Our mission statement is very, very simple. Seeking to put God's love into action, Habitat brings people together, and we build homes, community, and hope in the Metro Denver area and around the world. This year, Habitat Denver will serve over 220 families, serving families both locally and with our international work as well. Habitat is able to build and repair homes in the Metro Denver area with the support of volunteers like you. How does Habitat serve local Denver families? We build a lot of new homes. We tend to community build in areas of the city where we can get affordable land and where there is a need for affordable home ownership. By building multi-family dwellings, mostly townhomes, we actually create a habitat community so that people can live in and around their peers and enjoy the blessings that come with living in a habitat community. We also renovate homes in the Metro Denver area to create more affordable home ownership opportunities. We also have a program of repairing existing homes for local homeowners who may own a home in the metro area but have difficulty affording major repairs like roofing, windows, doors, structural issues on their property around porches and fences. So we help those families too. And by doing that, we expand our reach in the communities that we're building in. We also have a program that's geared towards seniors in the Denver metro area. And so we work with seniors to create accessibility to their homes and to help them stay in their homes through thoughtful, meaningful renovations to our seniors' home. Those are the main programs that we have here in Habitat Metro Denver. Let's talk a little bit about our Habitat families. Habitat is a hand up, not a handout. So we create affordable home ownership in the metro area, and our families go through an application process in order to participate in our program and to come on board as a Habitat homeowner. We look at 3 different things when we're evaluating our families that have applied. We look at their need for housing. Many of our families are living in housing that just doesn't work for their family. They may be subject to large rent increases. They may have structural difficulties in their homes. They may have issues with plumbing, electrical, keeping their house appropriately warm in the summer or cool in the winter. There can be mold and rodent issues. Sometimes our families deal with unsafe situations as well in the community they're living. So we look at what their need for housing is. We also look at their willingness to partner with our organization. And what exactly does that mean? Well, we expect a lot of our Habitat homeowners. Every adult whose name is on the mortgage must complete about 100 sweat equity hours with our organization. What this means is they actually help to build their own Habitat homes and often work on the homes for other Habitat families in the neighborhood where they're going to live. We require them to take classes that we provide for our families. This is an important aspect of our program. Most of our families would not qualify or be able to secure a home loan through traditional mortgage or banking avenues. So when they come on board with us, we want to set them up to succeed as homeowners. So we give them classes. Classes cover different things like basic home maintenance, how to deal with banks, institutions, and HOAs, creating financial security for your family. We talk about basic home maintenance and a little bit of landscaping, and we really support them in their efforts to become long-term, sustainable homeowners in the Metro Denver area. Most popular myth about Habitat is that we give homes away. We do not give homes away. We make them affordable. So the homeowner's ability to pay an affordable mortgage is also very important. We don't want to put a Habitat family in a home that they will then really struggle to make their mortgage payments. So their ability to pay an affordable mortgage is also very, very important. If you live in the Metro Denver area, you know already how hard it is to get affordable homes here. So the work we do for our families really, really helps families to achieve that American dream of home ownership. So let's talk a little bit about the Habitat Metro Denver area ReStores, which is where you're volunteering today. Habitat ReStores exists to provide funding for our organization and also to create an opportunity for current homeowners or renters in the Metro Denver area to shop our stores and improve their housing. So it's a wonderful fit with our organization's mission. Our ReStores have been extremely successful. And the last fiscal year, we have numbers for the ReStores were able to provide over $2 million in funding to support our organization's mission of helping to provide families with homeownership opportunities in the Metro Denver area. In the ReStore, you're going to see lots of donated materials. So lots of families and businesses across the metro area donate materials to our ReStores because they believe in what we're trying to do. We also have some new items in the ReStore that you may be managing that are also part of our ReStore inventory. The ReStores in Denver are very, very successful, often landing in the top 10 ReStores in the United States in terms of money earned and money passed back to the Habitat affiliate. So welcome to a Habitat ReStore. You're not going to know what you might find here. They're fun places to volunteer. And thanks for coming in. Let's talk a little bit too about safety in the ReStore. All day, every day, we move light, heavy, medium weight items throughout the ReStore. We unload donations and we load up sales. So lifting and loading is a part of what we do here at the Habitat ReStore. This is a great place for people to work if they're physically fit and able to lift and move items around. Since we have been in the middle of a pandemic, the rules about masks change here in the ReStore. But we follow local guidelines to make sure that we're keeping everyone in our ReStore safe. And right now, as of the date of this filming, masks are required in the ReStore, and all volunteers need to wear masks that cover their nose, mouth, and chin and fit securely to their face. It's a way to keep everybody safe, and thanks for your cooperation with that. Only persons 18 and older can use electrical power tools here in the ReStore and get on ladders. That's another safety issue, so just keep that in mind. It's also going to be important during your volunteer experience today that you let the staff know if they're asking you to do a task that just doesn't feel like it's in your wheelhouse and you don't feel safe doing it. So feel free to speak up about that as well. Everybody does a little cleaning in the ReStore. Clean items sell way better than dusty or dirty items, so expect to do a little cleaning when you're here as well. A thing to keep in mind, volunteers are never expected to deal with unruly customers. Most of our Habitat ReStore customers are incredibly nice people, but sometimes we may have a customer that's disgruntled or unhappy about something. That's never a volunteer issue. Please refer that person immediately to a staff person. I always just say, I'm a volunteer and you need a staff person. Let me get you one. And then bring the staff person to that person that needs a little bit of extra support. Feel free to ask questions too. The ReStore staff are here to support your opportunity. We want you to enjoy volunteering here. We want you to come back and volunteer again. We rely heavily here at Habitat for Humanity on volunteer support, and our volunteers mean the world to us, both here in the Habitat ReStore and on our construction sites. So we hope you find your place here and that you'll come back and help us again. Don't lift anything that you should not be lifting. We partner lift. When the store staff come to give you a tour after your orientation, they're going to show you where tools we use for lifting and loading are in the store. Just be very aware of your limits. We don't expect anyone to lift anything that they should not be lifting. We partner lift. We use dollies and carts to help us lift, and we keep it safe here at the Habitat ReStore. Any other questions you may have during your volunteer experience, please ask the staff. They are here to support you. Keep in mind too that there are restrooms here for your convenience. Note their location when the staff is doing your tour through the store. We also have multiple fire extinguishers in all of our ReStores. They are signified by a large downward pointing arrow that's nice and red and bright. They're on the dock. They're throughout the support beams in the store. There's one in the break room usually. Keep in mind that those are also available to you to use. We also have well-stocked first aid kits available in the ReStore, and if you get so much as a bad scratch, we want to know about it because we want to make sure that you have Band-Aids, Neosporin, whatever you need to treat that scratch, take care of an eye that may have some grit in it, or whatever you need for first aid. So keep that in mind. I also want to speak very briefly about injuries in the ReStore. This is an uncommon occurrence, very uncommon, which is wonderful. But if there's ever a serious injury in the ReStore, keep in mind our first thing to do is to call 911. After we've called 911, we call for staff to aid us. You do not need a person's permission to dial 911 for them. So even if they say they don't need help, it's okay to dial 911 as a safety measure. And then the medical team and the person that's injured can take it from there when they arrive. So just keep that in mind. Please be safe. Don't do anything that makes you feel unsafe. Let staff know right away if you have safety concerns.